here covering my cold calls here. And I wanted you to be a witness to this, okay? Just to encourage you to get things going. Now, what I'm going to do here, instead of putting a little 10-minute timer on my phone, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to place an order for some food. I'm hungry. I want to make a sandwich. So I'm going to place an order for delivery. And my time limit, basically, I'm going to be racing against the delivery guy. There's a certain sandwich company in the area that they pride themselves in being freaky fast. So if they are freaky fast, I want to be freaky fast when it comes to dialing these numbers. So I'm going to try to see how many people I can call within the time that it is ordered into what it is now. So I'm live on YouTube and I'm live here on my Instagram channel, my Instagram account, and I'm going to see how long it takes. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to place the order. It's weird because, you know, it's a win-win for me. Basically, I get cold calls in, and at the same time, I got a sandwich coming in for me. So it's going to be like a little quick surprise, a little quick prize. Now, before I go into the calls real quick, what I wanted to do was to talk to you about how important it is to divide things into smaller chunks. If you have a big goal for yourself, right? If you have a big goal when it comes to you know, get a certain amount of sales done during a month, then what you have to do is break that down into how many calls you're willing to make in a month. Then divide that into how many weeks in the month are, obviously, you know, and then see how many calls you got to make in that 1 month. And then from there, I would even divide it to see how many calls you can make in that 1 hour and in that 1 day. You know what I'm saying? So that way you're not discouraged because if say I have 1 million calls to make and I've only made 3 or 4. But if you break it down to smaller chunks, like for me, for example, one of the things I started to do was to see how many calls I can make in a 10-minute period. Or even right now, how I have the thing with the goal that I have. I ordered a sandwich, and by the time that sandwich comes to my place, I'm gonna be able to, you know, stop this stuff. So anyway, without further ado, let's call these numbers up, and see how many calls we can get. All right. So if someone's watching this and you want to start a timer, by all means, go ahead and start the timer. Okay. I'll be calling these people with my cell phone, obviously not my actual cell phone number, but a separate business line, and see what we can come up with. Who knows? We might get some cash buyers. We might get some investors. We might, grow our network. Someone might be willing to sell. Maybe they're in a situation where they are stressed out and they need to sell their property ASAP. They don't know how to do it. And that's why we are here, so that we help them out to get their property sold. All right. So without further ado, here we go with that. Hopefully you can hear me on YouTube. I'm switched over to a little bit better quality microphone here. You can see that on my Instagram, which is at Luis on Purpose, LUIS on Purpose. Follow me there. All right. Let's see here. And we're going to call this number. Let's go. Let's go. I got my script already and written down so that I know exactly what I'm doing. I try to, at least. You have confidence. Little tension, a little bit of a little bit of anxiety, but this anxiety is good anxiety. You have to learn that as well. So don't shy away from this type of anxiety. It's good. Absolutely. Calling him twice, so that way they know it's urgent. This is an urgent matter to us, at least. To them, it should be, unless they don't understand the situation. All right, so that's a no answer. So there we go. Next. All right. Here we go. We're going to call another property on Country Club Road. All right. Let's make sure that we got the number right. Absolutely. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
Hello, you have reached Martin Stratton.
Martin Stratton. Interesting. I'm going to call them up one more time. See if they're interested in a cash offer on the property. Hello?
Hello, you have reached Martin
I don't
Stratton.
want to talk to a robot. And you know, I mean, one of the things I'm thinking about right now as I'm dialing is I'm trying to hone in and perfect the skill of being confident, okay, of exuding that confidence in people, and not only in them and you guys when you guys are watching this, but also in having that confidence built in within me. So when I'm speaking with somebody, they know that hey, I am somebody that knows what they're doing, and you can do business with me. Remember that people do business with those they know and trust. So that's what we're trying to do here. Okay, keep it moving. All right, this next number's here. Let's go. Why waste time? My sandwich is coming. So I got to beat the sandwich and see how many calls I can get done before the sandwich arrives. Cool little, task to do. Cool little example to break it down to smaller chunks.
This is Nate.
Hey, Nate. How's it going? This is Louis. Hey, listen, I'm calling about your property over there on Lafayette. The reason I'm calling,
Lafayette.
yeah, in Chicago.
No, I don't believe I don't have a property in Lafayette in Chicago.
Oh, you don't? Huh.
No.
That's what my system pulled up right here. So do you?
Yeah, I do not.
I'm sorry about that, but do you have any properties that
Hey,
you're
no
willing to
problem.
sell?
Not at this moment.
Not this moment. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right. So that's a wrong number. I wish that he had a property to sell. You don't want to just say, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." Hang up the phone. You always want to ask, "Hey, do you have a property that you're willing to sell, or do you know somebody that's willing to?" Don't ask them too many questions. But I chose one or the other. I chose, "Do you have a property to sell?" You could also ask, at least what I'll try to do is ask, "Do you know somebody who is willing to sell the property?" Okay, so that's a wrong number. I'm gonna pass on that. All right, next one. Keep it moving. All right. All right, building that skill of confidence. No matter who's on the other line, no matter who picks up the phone, all those thoughts that you're having about intimidation, about whatever anxiety, get them out of there. I'll show you right now how to overcome that.
Your call has been forwarded.
All right, not picking up, so I'm gonna call him one more time. We can expand this, no problem. Okay, keep it going. I need this open. Oh, put it in speaker. I want you guys to hear this.
Your call has been forwarded.
All right, no answer. We're not gonna leave a voicemail. I don't want to spoil the surprise. All right. Now, once we start getting call backs, that'll be fine as well. And then you can always pick it up in a professional way. So one of the ways in which you overcome anxiety is by, redirecting the meaning of it. You feel anxiety, you want to say, hey, the reason I'm feeling this way is because something good's about to happen. Keep it moving.
Please leave your message for 312.
All right, one more time. This is tedious work, but this is the way you get reps in. What I mean by reps in is this is the way in which you can get yourself trained up and ready for the work to be done. It feels awkward at first, but once you do it for a long time, it shouldn't be awkward anymore. All right, they're not picking up, so I'm gonna put no answer. And like I was saying before I get into the next one, like I said, when you overcome anxiety, you give it a meaning that is something that's going to be powerful and something that's going to be empowering to you, basically. So if you feel anxiety, just tell yourself, hey, this is a good feeling. Like when you go into a roller coaster and you feel a little bit of anxiety, the same applies when you are about to call somebody like, hey, I have this anxiety. This is a good thing. Something good is about to happen. Don't run away from it. You want to run to it and get it done. Same thing here with making phone calls. You want to get over the jitters of this. You know, I remember a long time ago when I started working, even in the drive-through when I was a teenager. At first, I had anxiety because I was like, I'm gonna be talking to grown-ups. I'm gonna be talking to whoever in the world is out there. They're millionaires. They're people that can sue you. They're lawyers, etc., etc. But you don't know. But you know what? You are an expert in the field that you're in. So, someone that works at McDonald's, they're an expert in being a cashier and flipping a burger, and they're an expert in the McDonald's, vocabulary, etc. So when you're speaking to somebody who's a customer, they're not an expert in what you know. They don't know the cashier box. They don't know the register numbers. They don't know how a sandwich is made. They're there for one purpose only, and that is to buy a sandwich and get out of there. Okay. So the cashier in that little interaction is the expert in that time frame. Okay, so when you're calling a seller, you're the one that is the expert in this. You're the one that talks to people all the time. You're the one that deals with sellers and buyers all the time. You deal with title work, you deal with properties, and you deal with all these contracts, etc. Okay, so don't be intimidated by, oh, they're a millionaire, they're gonna be suing me or whatever. Don't think about it like that. You want to get and convey that confidence that, hey, you know what you're doing, and you're getting stuff done. So always have that mindset like, hey, look, I know what I'm doing. You're probably just selling your property for the first time, second time. You are probably more concerned about your job, and that's okay. Let's leave it at that. I'll handle the situation. I'll control the conversation, and you can rely on me to get this stuff done. Okay, so have that mindset about you when you are making these calls. All right, making some more progress here. All right.
Hello?
Hey, is this Peter?
No, this is James.
Oh, James, I'm so sorry. I'm looking for Peter. Are you familiar with a property on Elm Street in Chicago?
Yeah, I own it. It's under contract.
Oh, it's under. Okay, I understand. So has it been funded? Is it closed and everything, or no?
Next week.
Next week. So what day specifically? Because I would love to call you and make sure that everything went well on your side.
I'm not sure. You know how this goes how to get it funded. So.
Okay, no worries then. I'll just reach out next week and see how everything went. No worries.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, so it's on the contract. We'll call him back next week. All right. So I'm gonna actually color that a different shade. Another shade. Let's see, because I do want to call back. I was like, why are you worried about it? Because I'm an investor. I want to make sure that it got funded. If it didn't get funded, then possibly the deal is still on the table. So that's why you do want to follow up with these individuals. So they're not a lead. I'm gonna color them. I don't know the color. Let's think. How about that one? Yeah, I guess. Okay, let's keep it moving. My sandwich is coming, and I want to beat the sandwich. I don't know how many dials I've made, but at least since we started, but we're making progress here. It'd be funny if the sandwich was already outside and it was out there for a long time. It freezes. Right now, the temperature outside is like 0. And so it's freezing out there. I don't know where you're watching this from, but at this moment in time, it's freezing out here in the Chicago area.
Bueno.
Hi, Ruben.
No, you have wrong number.
Wrong. Are you the owner of a property in 102nd Street in Chicago, Illinois?
No, you have wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Have a good one.
Okay.
Wrong number, huh? Ruben Perez. That sounded like his wife. I'm just kidding. It's just a lady on the other side. Let me see if I got another number I can call. There's another cell phone number. I'm going to call this number real quick and see. Maybe it was the wrong number. I don't know yet, but we'll call this other number to just make sure that we call this guy. All right. Sometimes I do that. Where you at? There we go. All right. Hope you can hear me on the YouTube side. next one's going to be difficult to pronounce.
Por favor, deje su mensaje.
Okay, that's not going to work. So we're going to call this a no answer, wrong number, no answer. So actually, let's see, wrong number. So we're going to delete that number. And let's keep it moving. Now this one is difficult to pronounce. I will actually still call this one, even though I don't know how to pronounce this name that's coming up. But I mean, I could try, but at the same time, I would just like to ask them, are you the property owner of this particular address? And if they are, then we could continue the conversation. Okay, so I'm not gonna, just because I cannot pronounce a name, stop me from reaching out to this contact. Giuseppe? I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I think I should try to say it. I don't know.
Please leave your message for 3.
Okay, I was thinking they were gonna say their name, like a little hack. Like, hey, this is my name on the voicemail. But no.
Please leave your message for.
All right, no answer. We're not leaving voicemails, so we're just calling back another time. No worries. All right, next one. Every time I see names that I think are like individuals that are gonna get mad, like there's always a property here that, I'm sorry, a feeling inside that you don't want to call them, but we do want to call. I'm looking here. I was looking at my notes because I was looking at properties in the Google Maps yesterday, the street view, and I noticed there were properties in the area that I was looking at a subject property that their houses were just broken down, which is another way to drive for dollars. I call it scouting the area, like a professional team scouts potential athletes that work, to play in their team. So for me, when I drive around, I don't like using the term drive for dollars, you know what I'm saying? But for me, when I was scouting the area, okay, even in the Google Street View, I noticed there were some properties there. So that's why I had to look at my notes and see, because this area here, I already know, I'm familiar with the area, and I thought it was one of the properties, but it's not. So let me go back and dial this guy up and see what he's willing to say about this property. Maybe he is selling it, maybe he's not. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's by calling them directly. All right, I'm about conveying confidence and improving myself when I'm speaking. Every call is another opportunity. I think you can hear this, right?
Hello?
Hey, is this Michael?
Yes.
Hey, Michael, this is Louis. I'm calling in regards to your property on Lexington Avenue. I wanted to personally ask you if you were interested in selling the property.
Sure, I'd sell it. I don't own it, but I'd be glad to sell it to you to buy it.
Did you say that you do not own the property?
I used to own that property. I don't know why. Where did you get the information from? Because every once in a while I get called.
Do you?
Somebody must be selling a list, or you're going to the title company and getting a list.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, my system just pulled this out.
I sold that property over 20 years ago.
Unbelievable. And it's still showing up in our system. I cannot believe. I wish I had control over that. I could just take you off that list. Michael, what I will do, I will take you off my list.
What list is it? Yeah, what list is it?
No, we just basically comb through the area of Chicago area and see properties that are vacant. And if your name is associated with this property, then it'll just pull up on the list. I got a bunch of them here. And
the only thing I can think of is like the title company, they didn't record it or something, because that property, that was a good property. I bought the property for like, $800 or so from a short sale foreclosure.
Wow.
It was a HUD foreclosure, really.
Yeah.
And I only put very little into it. I sold it for $40,000.
That's a good profit right there.
It's a lot of work.
But, exactly.
I had to tear the garage door down, but.
Oh wow.
If you're interested, maybe, because I can send you a list of, if you want to text me your email, I can send you a list of other foreclosures.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could, take down my email for sure. Let me see. Let me know when you're ready.
Text it to me now. No, just text it to me and I'll get it then. Probably won't do it till like later today or tomorrow.
No worries. Let me see here. Just before we hang up, I want to look at something here. I'm looking at your. There's 15728 Lexington, right?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Yeah, it doesn't show anything of details. Let's see. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll text some information.
I was wondering, what list were you looking at? Or how did you get your list?
Yeah, I use PropStream, and so that has a filter where it looks up properties that are in that certain filter that I put in, like for example, vacant properties, or unless they're like in foreclosure. It looks like yours is off market. It's not distressed, owner occupied, but vacant. I don't understand. But someone.
Well, no, I don't know where it comes from.
Wait, let me see. Is your name?
Yeah, just text me your email if you want. I can send you some properties that are available from the area that may be distressed or foreclosed, but it's not too many right now because a lot of properties are going up in value. So
let me ask you one more question here. Are you an active investor in the area here?
I mean, I still do, but not in that area. I don't even live in that state anymore. But I mean, I'm still involved with real estate. I mean, I do some investment in plus I have access to other properties, and I can send you those if you're interested.
All right.
You can arrange for somebody to show you some if you wanted to.
Yeah. And how much do you charge for these leads?
There's no charge. If you see something you like, we just set it up.
Yeah.
I have somebody else that'll show it to you, and then if you want to write it off for you can do it.
Okay.
But I know right now because of COVID-19, there's not a lot of distressed properties that are like low priced, because all the prices seem to be going up.
Yeah, it does seem like that.
There's not that many of them out there, so the demand is high.
Right, demand is high. All right.
Just text me your email address, and I'll send you what's available in the area, and then the South Suburban area, whatever area you want.
Wonderful. All right, Michael, I will do that for you, and I appreciate the all the work you're putting into this. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right, have a good one. Okay, good potential contact there. Let's am I gonna email him right now? Possibly. We'll send him the email. What I'll do. Have you heard the bell ring yet? I don't know if my sandwich has arrived yet or not, but like I said, I am going to be. Let's do a message. There we go. That's that. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Walter, let's call him up. See if he's willing to sell this property. That's what we're about right now, okay? All right. So he says he's got a lot of properties that he are like in foreclosure. So he's got his own list. I have my list. I have a way of pulling up properties as well. But you don't want to turn away any help that somebody wants to offer. Why would you want to do that? What's the color of the mister? Yellow. Keep it moving. He said, if it's my property, I'll sell it. It's not my property, but I'll sell it.
Please leave your message for 3127.
You cannot hear the number. What are you trying to do, man? Let's try it again. It's not connecting. All right, so your order is out for delivery. So we got just a little bit of time left. I do want to call, let's see, so we're going to call this a no answer. I'm going to keep it moving. All right, next call. Let's go. 7. I'm ready for an angry, somebody that's angry. I'm ready for that. I'm just waiting for you. There it is. I'm just waiting for you to call, to pick up this phone. So we're going to see.
Please leave your message for.
Okay, so we'll call this a no answer. Moving. Okay. More. I didn't call that one twice because I feel a little bit rushed with this, but I mean, I'm still going through the list and we're still making progress with this. So, all right, it's easy to remember, a number that's easy to remember. That's cool. All right, so yeah, if you're tuning in, I'm just making some cold calls here before my sandwich arrives. This is a deadline, an artificial deadline that I created to motivate me to call more leads. Come on, pick up. I want to talk to somebody.
Please leave your message for 3.
Okay, I'll call them again because that's what I do. We're sticking to the system, okay? Okay, it's going to be a no answer. We're going to keep it moving. Let me let you know that if you're not making phone calls and if you're running your own business, etc., nothing's getting done unless the phones are ringing. Now, if you have VAs calling, then yes, your business is continuing to move forward. But if you're the only person making these calls and there's no one else calling your list, your business is stalled. You know what I'm saying? If your vehicle that you're driving, let's say you work for a company that moves, transports goods or whatever it is, if your vehicles are not moving forward, if they're out of gas or they're broken down by the side of the road, your company is not making progress. So you have to be making these calls in order to make things happen. They're not going to call you unless you put out signs, but they're not going to call you out of the blue if you're not taking action. They're just not going to call.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Try one more time. Oh, it's disconnected. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try a landline for this particular person, because I'm going to try at least to get some sort of contact to let them know, hey, they got a call. Even if it's a missed call on their device, I still want to make sure that they're being reached out to. Okay, that's going to be a no answer. Let's see again. Okay. All right. I want to talk to somebody. Yesterday I had 3 already, but this time, but we're going to keep it moving. Obviously, we're not about, focusing on, we're focused on getting results, but my joy, my sense of accomplishment does not come from the number of leads I can get or the number of sales I can get. I'm celebrating successes in that my process and my system is working. If we're making calls, I'm happy. And talking to people, I'm happy. As long as the phones are ringing, I'm happy, because I know that sales is a numbers game. And if the process is moving forward, then with time, what's going to happen is, you're going to get sales. You're going to get these things. I'm focused on processes and I'm focused on the system. All right.
You've reached 312-835.
I'm going to call them one more time. I mean, it's the middle of the day. Probably people are at lunch.
46.
So I think that number was still going on. Huh, interesting. Call them one more time. Just because I don't know if the first time it registered.
You've reached 312.
Okay, so that's a no answer. No problem. No, we're going to call their cell phone. So here we go. Oh boy, did you hear that? We have a doorbell ringing. You know what that means? That means that it's been 30 minutes since I placed this call, right? To get a sandwich in. 30 minutes, I got, I want to say at least 10, 15 calls in. So that's cool. My sandwich is outside. It's 0 degrees out there. So the longer I wait on this, the longer it's going to be, my sandwich is going to be frozen. So I'm going to put this on pause. And yeah, like I said, make sure that you are making smaller goals for yourself. I have here one of my basketballs, right? It's not really a basketball. It's just a basketball I have here in my room, right? But in the NBA, when the shot clock was invented and integrated into the game, that really helped move the action along further. You know what I mean? If there was no shot clock, people and teams would take forever to get the shot done. So with that 24-second clock, what happened is it rushes people to get the more productive work done. So for me, I implemented a jump shot. I implemented a shot clock so that I can also be more effective in my company, my business. So do the same for yourself. This is the lesson here: is get yourself a shot clock, 10-minute, 20-minute, goal. Just break them down and see how many calls you can get. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and try to make the shot in here and see if that works. Okay. I'm going to stick to my day job of making calls instead of trying to make it into the basketball world. And yeah, so it's lunchtime. Let's take a little break. Let's recalibrate. Let's recharge and make these calls happen later on. Okay. So with that said, I'll let you go on Instagram. Here we go. And with YouTube, like I said, keep it moving forward and don't stop moving, okay? All right, and I'll see you next time. And peace.